All right. Well, I told y'all I was going to record another video, so here we are. So, the Democrats and Republicans are arguing in the Senate about what is going to be in this coronavirus bill. Now, I'm not cool with any of this, so I'm literally just bringing you the news, all right? Because I know what they're gonna do, all right? But like, I want everybody to understand why and what and who and how. Or like, I think it's important that we're educated about things. And I mean, but this is an article from this morning. I apologize. I know it's tonight. I'm sorry. And there'll be more stuff in the morning from me letting you know what the hell's going on. So, I got this article from CNBC. No more votes expected Monday after Senate coronavirus bill fails again. There will be no more Senate votes Monday on a massive stimulus package as Democrats and Republicans continue to negotiate terms. Two Senate aides told, All right, so let's get in the article. There will be no more Senate votes Monday on a massive stimulus package as Democrats and Republicans continue to negotiate terms. Two Senate aides told CNBC the delay could make it difficult for Trump to sign a bill this week. Senate rules that a mandate cloture vote has to ripen for 1 day before the Senate can vote, unless the current quarreling Senate unanimously decides to hold a vote sooner. 3/5 of the Senate must vote for cloture in order to end debate and move the bill along. The measure has a price tag of well over $1 trillion and is intended to limit the economic pain from the coronavirus outbreak. The effort has taken on urgency as hospitals, workers, people, and companies have all pleaded they need cash quickly to cope with the crushing economic impact of the coronavirus. Not the coronavirus, what the government is doing in response to the coronavirus. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin told NBC Monday that we need to get this deal done, but the talks have been marred by partisan disagreement. The bill previously failed to clear the procedural hurdle on the Senate on Sunday and again Monday afternoon. The Senate Democrats have criticized the $500 billion fund that the Republican proposal sets aside for distressed businesses, calling it a bailout fund with no strings attached. Democrats are also seeking enhanced unemployment measures and protections for workers. GOP lawmakers slammed Democrats for seeking climate provisions within the measure as well. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi floated her own proposal for a stimulus bill Monday. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer nonetheless was optimistic earlier Monday, seeing as he believed the two parties could come to an agreement by the end of the day. We're very close to reaching a deal, very close, and our goal is to reach a deal today, he said, and we're hopeful, even confident that we'll meet that goal. The two parties had come to certain agreements about revisions to the Republicans' bill, including adding more unemployment protections and adding more money to hospitals. He said the Democrats are fighting hard and making progress on funding state and local governments. Stocks cut their losses on Schumer's optimistic words, but the Dow Jones Industrial Average ultimately closed 3% lower, at one point giving away all of its gains since President Trump's election. After the second procedural vote failed, McConnell threw aside his usually placid appearance as he tore into the Senate Democrats for the second straight day. On Monday, accusing them of filibustering a deal the country needs immediately. He accused Democrats of adding to their own wish list rather than focusing on getting a deal done quickly. As uncertainty over the bill rattled the market, the Federal Reserve said Monday it will launch a barrage of programs to help the market, including an open-ended asset purchase programs moving into corporate bonds for the first time. We've already covered this. Trump, in a series of tweets Sunday said and Monday morning, signaled resistance to the continued stay-at-home guidelines for more than 15 days and urged a return to normalcy. We cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself, the president wrote. Well, we're a little past that, aren't we there, partner? Sunday night, the Senate vote on whether to advance the legislation was 47 to 47, well short of the 60 votes needed. After the Democrats laid out a number of objections to the Republican proposal, those issues included what Democrats said was a lack of protection for workers and insufficient funding for hospitals. They took aim at the $500 billion fund to support severely distressed businesses, arguing allowed too much control of the Treasury. Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Mnuchin said the Federal Reserve can leverage that fund to offer more than $4 trillion in support to U.S. businesses. $4 trillion. $4 trillion. $4 trillion with a T. The fund allocates $58 billion for passengers and cargo airlines and 17 businesses for billion for businesses critical to maintaining national security. At least the rest opens to businesses, states, and municipalities. Companies from hotels to restaurants to manufacturers have argued that the coronavirus has pummeled their business and they need government aid just to stay afloat. The proposed bill gave considerable authority to the Treasury to implement the fund, including discerning which parties receive money. It did offer concessions to Democrats like a ban on stock buybacks for companies that receive federal aid while a loan is outstanding and maintaining payroll to the extent practicable. Yeah, practicable. Yeah. Some Democrats, though, that's a fucking weird word. Some Democrats, though, worried these stipulations weren't strong enough. One Democratic aide said opponents believe the bill gave the Treasury the power to waive the ban on buybacks. There was also a belief that capping executive salary for anyone making more than $425,000 for the next 2 years was too weak. Maybe the majority leader thinks it's unfair to ask protections for workers and laborers from companies that getting hundreds of billions of dollars. We think it's very fair to ask for those, said Schumer on the Senate floor. Schumer also said in terms of those recipients, said the terms and of those recipients of loans would not be public for 6 months. Oh, that's fucking awesome. One potential solution to what Democrats say is a lack of fund oversight. Well, all right. Let me go back to that a second, right? Said the terms and the recipients of those loans would not be public for 6 months. All right. Like, that's probably good for the economy. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, like, if they stand here and tell everybody, right, like, who gets the money, then the market would eat them. You know what I'm saying? Legit. That's kind of where we're at right now. Oh, man, listen. I'm not even looking at the damn thing, am I? I apologize, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are supposed to be following along with me. I'm sorry about that. It's cool. You know what I mean? You know the situation. Like, we're going to get this done. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot to really, really look at as far as things are concerned. Right? So, anyway, right? If they stood here and they told everybody who took the loans, you know what I'm saying? They might end up getting eaten inside of the market. Right? That's kind of the situation, right? All right, so one potential solution to what Democrats say is a lack of fund oversight could be an inspector general to oversee it. One of the sources said a Democratic aide said he could not confirm whether the party is pushing to add an inspector general, but noted he is parting for transparency and accountability and restrictions on it. Republican Senator James Lankford said the Democrats asked went too far, resting on the belief that if a corporation gets a loan from the federal government, then someone here in D.C. should be determined how that company is run. Yep, that tends to be how it works. This is why, like, I was talking with a dude earlier on Twitter. I said, look, if you take out a mortgage for a house you're buying, legitimately, like real shit, like they own the house, you don't. You know what I mean? Until, like, you own the house and you hold the deed for the property, you don't own dick. Because you could lose your job tomorrow and end up losing that house. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That's just how it operates. Meantime, airlines also expressed discontent over the proposal. The industry has sought relief. That includes, here we go, how the companies run. That includes putting a union representative on the board or having a role in deciding whether layoffs are appropriate, he said. Langford also said Democrats are advocating that any company taking out a federal loan raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour and agree to no stock buybacks for a decade. So here's the deal, right? There's more to this, right? You know what I mean? And I wanted to bring you more because I was like, what exactly are the Democrats asking for? Legit, you know what I mean? Because, like, that's something I think is important that we need to look at. Like, what are the Democrats actually asking for? Because I've heard people actually praising the Democrats going, thank God, you know what I'm saying? Close. I don't really care, right? When it really comes down to it, when that's really the situation, like, why are they standing here stopping it, right? So, as Leader Schumer decides, this is an article from, who is this? The Corner? The National Review, right? As Leader Schumer continues to hold up desperately needed relief package, a last-minute list of demands from Pelosi and Schumer's ideological wish lists are coming into focus. Below are some of the new non-coronavirus demands that popped up after Speaker Pelosi flew back from San Francisco yesterday after taking a week off. One, unprecedented collective bargaining powers for unions. 2, increased fuel emission standards for airlines. 3, expansion of solar and wind tax credit. Not only are these completely unrelated to the coronavirus epidemic, they could prevent companies from participating in the loan programs altogether, directly causing unnecessary layoffs. Senior Democratic congressional aides did not immediately respond to emails requesting comment. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said Sunday on CNN that he was delighted to see the Republicans having been engaging in a great deal of bipartisan compromise over the weekend. Blitzer, and you think it'd be wrapped up by Monday? Schumer, well, I hope it is. We'll be having good bipartisan agreements. The initial bill leader McConnell put in didn't have any Democratic input, and we were worried that we would just try to put it on the floor and not consult Speaker Pelosi because the House still has to pass this. But actually, to my delight and surprise, there's been a great deal of bipartisan cooperation thus far. On Sunday night, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell cast blame on Speaker Pelosi and Schumer for blocking the bipartisan Senate bill. Pelosi's office announced on Monday that she would deliver remarks at 2 p.m. Monday, introducing a different bill written by House Democrats to respond to the economic crisis created by the coronavirus. Florida Senator Marco Rubio warned Sunday that Congress needs to act immediately to stem the tide of mass layoffs. So that's where we are, all right, legit. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to bring in socialism through the coronavirus, which we already knew that was a deal. You know, we already knew what the situation was with that. That tends to be how this operates. But anyway, man, yo, look, this is Tom Pease, you know what I'm saying, Pnoid News. Keep it tuned here, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, because I'm going to actually just bring you the news and breakdown and tell you exactly what's going on. Because I think it's important that, you know, we're educated about what's popping off around us and what our leaders are doing to us. In the meantime, you know the deal. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.